Makasaysayang araw po sa inyong lahat. Hi, I'm Xiao Chua, Filipino public historian and author. This is Virtual Centro Rizal Educational Series. It's showtime! Remember, before Andres Bonifacio's revolution, which is like the Philippine Revolution, there were about 100 revolts that happened around the country in the 333 years of Spanish colonization in the Philippines. So doon pa lang makikita mo na yung meron tayong yearning sa kalayaan. Except that, of course, tandaan natin that these people, they did not yet have a concept of the Filipino nation. So a lot of their operations were regional and local. So of course, nandyan yung mga revolution ni na Tapar, Sumuroy, no? Yung kina Hermano Puli, no, ng Tayabas, si Diego Silang at Gabriela Silang ng Ilocos. So they fought in their various localities. And many of these revolts were crushed by the Spaniards because one, they were not operating together. They did not unite with other provinces, for example, to crush. Because remember that the Spanish colonial system at that time was already archipelagic. So the bureaucracy is already big and stuff like that. And so they have all the means to crush these rebellions. But there was one rebellion that lasted for 85 years. And this was the rebellion of Francisco de Godoy in Bohol. And because they were able to go to the mountains and even control some parts of the island of Bohol. Until, of course, they probably just surrendered after 85 years. But perhaps with the death of the Godoy. But yeah, that really lasted long. And so yeah, there were many. Hermano Puli of Tayabas, it was a religious group. Remember that a lot of these resistance fighters, these leaders of revolts, were either Babaylanes, or the spiritual leaders, or sons and daughters of Babaylanes. So meaning, there was always this cultural aspect, religious aspect of going back to the roots. So it's not just about, the pagpapahirap ng mga Espanyol through the galleon trade, through the polo y servicios, the bandala, the tributo, all of these economic policies of the Spaniards that really made us poor and made us struggle for our lives. It's really also the yearning to go back to the roots. This was the motivation of a lot of these revolts, is to go back doon sa kanilang dating mga pananampalataya, doon sa mga pagsamba nila sa mga anito, no? Sa mga paniniwala sa anting-anting at sa mabuting kaluluwa ng mga tao. And so, you see all of these movements, they fight and then they also have renewal of culture. And remember, this kind of political movements, because it's actually apparent with our culture, they continue on. So for example, in the Katipunan, there's in many ways a spiritual aspect to it. If you look at the People Power Revolution in EDSA in 1986, there was a religious aspect to it, with Cardinal Jaime Sin as the leader of the revolution, one of the leaders of the revolution who is a religious leader. You see the Babaylan in him. You see that also in the revolt of Hermano Puli in Tayabas. He was also a religious leader of the Cofradia. And so, when we actually struggle for more freedoms, it is meet that we also yearn for our roots, for who we are. Yun ang nakikita natin dito. So we look at our faith to make us strong. We look at our history to make us strong. We look at our culture to make us strong. So kaya hanggang ngayon, narito ang bansa natin. Narito ang mamamayang Pilipino. Pag sinabi natin bansang Pilipinas, kasama kayo doon. Dahil galing naman tayo sa mga Pilipino. Well, remember that the Philippine Revolution was already very inclusive because the Katipunan had a women's chapter. May mga babae sa Katipunan. And some of the women also eventually became leaders of the revolution. So it's not just, limited to men. So there's Trinidad Texon, ina ng Biak na Bato, who was also revolutionary from Bulacan. You also have Teresa Magbanua, who fought in Panay. She led armies there. And Gregoria de Jesus. Gregoria de Jesus, the wife of Andres Bonifacio, who also had her own role fighting against the Spaniards. And surprisingly, Josephine Bracken, who was part of the Katipunan in Cavite during the time after Rizal's death and was able to shoot one Spaniard. But they also helped with the sick. So Josephine Bracken helped cure the sick in Tejeros, in Cavite. There's Tandang Sova, of course, who her home became the launching pad of the Philippine Revolution. She fed 1,000 people and also took care of the wounded and the sick. So you have all these women doing their part in the Philippine Revolution. But for example, in later struggles for more freedoms and for an independent country, there's of course the farmers, the fishermen, the laborers. There was the first labor union, for example, was created by an ilustrado, Don Isabelo de los Reyes, who led the struggle for more rights for our workers. There's also the indigenous groups who fought during World War II. You also have the migrant people in the Philippines, like the Chinese who fought during World War II, the Huachi guerrillas and the Filipino-Chinese guerrillas during the time of the Japanese. And so you see here that in the struggles for our freedom, we try to be more, shall we say, inclusive. But if you're going to look at it, a lot of these movements were spearheaded and participated on by young people, yung mga kabataan. Emilio Jacinto, for example, was about 18 years old when he joined the Katipunan. He eventually created the moral code of that organization. You have Gregorio del Pilar, who was a general of the revolution, who defended the Aguinaldo government against the Americans in Tiran Pass. And because of that, the war continued and the Republic continued on for a few months more, which hassled the Americans. You also have Gregoria de Jesus. All of these people, Gregoria de Jesus, Emilio Jacinto, and Gregorio del Pilar, are celebrating their 150th birthday this year. That's why the National Historical Commission of the Philippines designated this year as Year of the Youth in Philippine History. And so I do hope that you will see na walang pinipiling gender, walang pinipiling religion, basta kaisa ka ng puso at diwa sa pakikibaka, kasama ka sa pakikibaka. Ngayon, there's no fighting in a sense of revolution, but we should continue the struggle for a better country. And that includes you, dahil kasama po kayo sa bansa natin, and that is why we all have to help each other. Magbayanihan po tayo to continue the struggle of our ancestors for a better life.